morning. Stephanie Denman here from the Denman Homestead. I'm at Tractor Supply the day after my episode with the bees. I'm feeling better. But I'm going to pick up some bee supplies. I'm going to get a new bottom board, a new deep box, and another bottom board for my other established hive because that bottom board needs replacing too. So that's what I'm gonna do today. Well, you guys, change of plans. I went to Tractor Supply and I was going to get a bottom board and then another kind of full kit where it came with like the bottom board in a deep box and the frames inside of it. But that kit alone was $230 at Tractor Supply.
Of polluted water.
So I am going to go back to that one place me and Pops went called the Texas Bee Supply, and it's like 15 minutes from our house. So I'm gonna go there because I wasn't really paying attention to like the pricing on everything, but I am fairly certain I can build my own instead of getting a pre-made kit for much cheaper than Tractor Supply was trying to charge. So I'm gonna go do that. And while I'm there, I'm going to order a new queen so I can re-queen that aggressive hive. I just took my steroid dose this morning. I've got to take it 3 times a day for a couple days, and yeah, so I'm feeling great. I'm a little tender, a little sore in my head. You can feel the sting bumps and it's a little itchy. But other than that, I'm doing okay. I'm feeling really blessed. I also had a different kind of side effect that I wasn't prepared for, which is I'm going to guess a little bit of PTSD. I did not realize that that was an actual thing that happens when you go through an anaphylactic shock experience. So I really noticed it yesterday when I got home from the hospital and I went outside and a fly buzzed by my ear and it sent me. My heart rate increased. I felt anxiety. I felt scared. So I don't know if this is like a good thing or not, but I feel like my best bet to overcome that stress and anxiety from that episode is to just like get back out there the sooner, like as soon as possible, and like face my fears and survive another bee check and everything. So I think once I mentally can like process that, I'll be better. I think just ripping off the band-aid and doing it is what I need to do, and I don't need to prolong that. I don't need to like baby this anxiety that I'm feeling. So that's my plan. I don't know if it's a good plan or not. I really don't. I just in my gut and in my heart, I just feel like that's what I need to do so that I don't remain scared of little flying things by my face. Because I never was. Anytime I saw a little honeybee or a wasp or anything, I would just tell others who are freaking out, like, hey, remain calm, it's totally fine, they're not here to hurt you. But now I'm that person who needs like, hey, it's okay. Not all of them are here to hurt you. Some of them may kill you, but that's okay. So anyway, this is my internal dialogue, my letting you in on some struggles that I'm dealing with right now. 24 hours post, not even 24 hours post, but yeah, the following day after that horrible, horrible situation. I've gotten some feedback already that a lot of, people are saying, it's not worth it. Just hang up your hat. And I struggle with that. I'm not ready to do that. I feel like now that I have proper medications, EpiPens, I've got a 2-pack. I actually am now carrying them with me wherever I go, just in case. But they're right here. They're in my purse. So, I'm prepared. And I actually just got a new bee suit. Haven't even worn it yet. But it's triple layered. So my cotton bee suit had only one layer in it. One layer of cotton. This is a triple layer bee suit, so I feel like that will be beneficial for me. I ordered it not knowing what was going to happen, but I ordered it because it was supposed to be more breathable. It's made of like a mesh material. So I'm hoping with that, my new medications, I'm going to fix this angry hive. I think I'm going to be okay. And I don't want to quit. Don't want to quit. So that's the plan. But come with me to the Texas Bee Supply so we can get some new supplies. All right, I'm here. And I knew this was gonna happen. So last time me and Pops were here, I did notice that there was bees everywhere outside. Mainly, probably because, I don't know if you can tell, but over here, let me try to zoom in. They have a little apiary. And the bees are just everywhere outside because it's hot. It's a great day. It's been raining and they're out foraging, and that's normal. I'm just I'm not gonna psych myself out. We're gonna do this right now. Ready? Let's do it together. Because if we do it together, it's better. It's better to do it with a friend, right? Okay. Oh. We're good. We're fine. This is good. This is fine. We're good. This is fine. I did it. And I got my new queen. I don't know if you can see her in there. She comes, let me try to focus. Hold on. She comes in this queen cage, and she's got a few nurse bees with her. They just basically tend to her and travel with her so she's not alone. She is a marked queen. She's got a red dot on her, and there's a little bit of honey on the screen so she can continue to have access to that. So it's what you see kind of shiny in the mesh. And then this end is corked as well. I'll just take this little cork out whenever I'm ready to release her into the hive. We've got some work to do, and I promised Buddy I would not do it alone. And I went ahead and bought a new deep, 2 new bottom boards, so I can work on my falling apart hive. That's actually the aggressive hive. So, yeah, this was an adventure, but I'm proud of myself.
All right, we just left Texas Bee Supply.
Day 2.
Day 2. And me and Pops are getting suit upgrades.
Full body.
Full body.
Triple layer.
Pops usually likes to wear just the top, and when he's working with his bees, he can wear, the single layer top cotton, which is what I've always worn too. But with this aggressive hive that we're trying to requeen, we got to get the old queen out, which means we got to just be messing with them for a long time. And the longer you mess with them, the less they like it. So especially this particular hive. So I went ahead and got myself a triple layer full bee suit like Steph has, the one that's got the foam padding and everything, and it's actually, it's heavy. It's much heavier, but it's much more breathable, I think.
Yeah.
And it's just too thick to get stung through. So that's going to be really nice.
I think too, once you try that suit on and you are out there with the bees, you'll feel more confident for me to be out there, because you're going to know the level of protection that I have. Because yesterday when you wouldn't let me outside,
Yeah.
I
let you outside.
You let me outside, but
you kept sneaking your way up anyway.
Listen, I felt comfortable in that suit, but you were getting stung through your cotton suit, so I think you were having a little bit more reservation of me coming close. But I think now that you're going to have the same level of protection,
yeah,
you'll feel better about me sneaking closer.
We'll see. But either way, while we were here, we called Pops and asked if we could get him some pants, because he's going to help us tomorrow do the bees, help me search for the queen, because I obviously suck at finding queens. But I'll get better.
I don't think you suck at finding queens.
Of the insect variety. So he's gonna help, and we asked if we could get him some pants like the triple layer ones, and he said yeah, that'd be fine. And then we asked what his top was, if it was a triple layer or just a single layer cotton, and he said it was just a single layer cotton. So we went ahead and got him as well a full triple layer bee suit.
And I don't care if he only wears this full suit one time. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean,
it's worth it.
If it's just to help us with our aggressive hive, or just to have in reserve in case he ever has a hive that gets aggressive because of a new queen or something.
Yeah.
At least you have it. I don't, working with the bees and having them swarm me and stuff, it doesn't really bother me. Even getting stung doesn't bother me that much, but I think I will feel just that much more comfortable kind of staying in the fray to try and find the queen when they're swarming me, instead of that reaction I have to just kind of walk away and let them chill for a little bit before I come back into it. I can just stay. That's the plan, really, is that I can just stay in it. I can just let them be as mad as they want, and I can just stay there and try and find that queen.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we've done today. We've got both suits in the back. I bought a little metal queen catcher, so in the event that I finally see the queen, I can clip it and we can remove her away from the hive before she is eliminated, and we put the new gentle Italian queen.
Do you want to talk about their attitude this morning, since you left from yesterday?
So yesterday when we left, there were a few frames that I just could not get back into the hive because they would swarm me to the point where it was like hard to see every time I tried to put a new frame in there.
Plus you had already been getting popped.
Yeah. And so what we did was we wet a sheet and we threw it over the box that had I think like three or four frames left in it. It was our old box, the one that was falling apart. We threw a sheet over it, and I put all the rest of the hive back together. And this morning, it doesn't, because, Steph wanted me to check and see if I could tell that maybe more bees were going towards the old box or more bees were in the actual hive, because then you can kind of tell maybe where the queen's at. And I got pretty close, not super close, before I got buzzed once, but I could tell just from looking at it that there's still a lot of like confusion around that hive right now.
Yeah.
Which means
not calmed down
They've not calmed down. They don't really know what's going on. You can tell they're crawling all over the hive. They're going back and forth between the box on the ground and the hive. Some of them are out harvesting, doing their normal job. You know, it looks very chaotic, and I think that might be a sign that maybe the queen is still outside of the hive and she's in that box on the ground, maybe because we saw all that brood.
Yeah.
But we'll find out for sure tomorrow. And
can we also talk about some of the comments that we've been getting about we just need to throw in the towel completely?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I've always been very proud that, I mean, you've always done the beekeeping. I've just kind of been there, and I've always been very proud that we keep bees. I think it's even though I don't even really do much with the bees other than like move the boxes and stuff for you, I still feel like it's a sense of pride in keeping bees and maintaining bees. And to be honest, when Steph first said she wanted to get into it, all I was thinking about was the honey. I was like, man, I can't wait to get some of our own honey, some good honey, which is, you know, the cherry on top. That's such a good benefit. But then when you think about like what they do for our garden, and when you think about what, you know, what it is just in general to have and raise and maintain bees and to try and keep them healthy in a world where you have bee colony collapse and things like that wipes millions of bees out at a time, and people are trying to figure out how best we can take care of bees. You know, knowing that we can maintain bees and keep them healthy and everything I think is a really big sense of pride. Now, talk about throwing a wild card in when my wife goes to the hospital because of the bees. But I think that there are things we can do to help with that. And you've never told the story of you and the horse, have you?
I don't think so.
So something that happened in Steph's childhood. She loved horses, loved riding horses.
I was professionally trained. Yeah.
Professionally trained, rode horses all the time. And there was one event where she was thrown from a horse and drugged behind the horse and even knocked unconscious while she was being drugged. And the anxiety and the fear of that has made her never, to this day, never get on a horse again. And it was something that she loved. I mean, loved it. She lived it and loved it. And I don't want to take that away from her with bees. I want her to be safe. You know, that's why I'm doing a lot of the working of the bees right now, because it is just so recent. And that's why we made sure that she has the triple layer suit and she has the EpiPens now, and we are definitely going to do the immunotherapy to build her resistances back up. But I don't want to take away something that she loves, because I know that it happened with horses. So I don't want to tell you no, because I don't want you to resent me.
Well,
but I do want you to be safe, you know. So
yeah.
I think there are things we can do. You know, we can do things to make it better.
Yeah. And I would be lying if I didn't say I have some PTSD, I think, and some anxiety, and, you know, scared to go outside right now in my own garden. But I don't want to live in fear my whole life either, you know, like, because whether or not we get rid of our bees, Pops has bees. Bees are everywhere around. I've got a garden, like, the bees will travel miles away for food.
We're around more bees during baseball season than I think we are at home.
Yeah, baseball. I mean, bees are everywhere with snow cones and trash cans, and I can't let this event cripple me. I can't allow that to happen. So, you know, it's just something that we're going to have to work through and deal with, and I still want to keep bees. I don't want to be irresponsible or put anyone at risk. And that's why we are doing what we're doing right now as soon as we can to re-queen that aggressive hive. And listen, I'm just going to be frank and blunt. If we cannot find that queen, I will destroy that hive. I hate to say it, but sometimes hives, Africanized hives or whatever, they just have to be destroyed. There's no saving them. So if we cannot find that queen and we cannot get the new queen in there properly, I will take them to the back and have a nice bonfire with them. I don't, like, if that's what we have to do, that's going to be worst case scenario, but that's what we'll do. I would like to be able to save the bees if we can, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
But it takes time,
But, we'll do what's best.
Yeah.
And see where it goes. I don't want to get rid of the hive because it's such a established hive that we've had for so long.
And I think a lot of people are wondering, like, was it a ground swarm? Was it ground hornets? Was it some,
If it was ground hornets, then they would have come up on me when I finished mowing.
That, but also, I am 100% convinced it's this hive because as soon as you approach them, they are on you. It's just that aggressive. They're not. And I honestly think, now that I'm like looking back on like what caused them to sting me the second time on that mower, is when you kill a bee, they send off an alert scent that they are under attack, and other bees will come to their defense. So I think maybe whenever I was mowing, I might have ran over some that were in the grass, like foraging, and all of a sudden the bees came for me, because I wasn't near them at all. Like you explained, I wasn't really near the hives at all, but maybe I ran one over, and maybe the mower's vibration or the sound of the mower was like something they remembered, and they came at me. But like you said, you got in the mower and they didn't bother you at all. So I think maybe I might have like ran some over, but
yeah,
I really don't know, because I wasn't wearing anything different out of the ordinary. So who knows? Either way, we're dealing with them in the best, most safe way possible.
Yep.
That's my soapbox.
Okay, so next thing is to get the queen.
Yep.
Hopefully
tomorrow.
So we lost audio during the recording, but I'll go through what's going on here. This is the old box that I had set aside, the one that was falling apart, and me and Pops are just going through it first before we break down the hive. We have a sheet that we had laid over it, and at this point I actually hear the queen. I hear one high-pitched noise from her, and it sounds like it's in that corner right there, but there's so many bees that were crowding up in that corner. We ended up just taking the box apart, spreading the sheet out, and pretty much dumping out all the bees on the sheet because the queen does not fly and we couldn't find it. So me and Pops move over to the hive and start taking it apart, and he's smoking. We've prepared a couple of smokers, and then Steph has a sprayer with sugar water just in case they got too crazy. Here I'm inspecting each frame, and then Pops was inspecting the frames to make sure I didn't miss anything. And
then I come in, and I was looking again over by the sheet, and I found her. I found her walking around with a cluster of bees, and I called everyone over back to the sheet, and Buddy clipped her up. I will tell you that I felt really secure in this suit. I didn't get stung at all. No one did in these really secure suits. You can see where all the bees are flocking to her in her cage there. And Buddy comes back, says that the queen is dead. So it was a great day, a successful day, and thank you for coming with us on that journey.